Fight night is set. The date? May 31st, 2025. The venue? Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas. This isn't just a title eliminator. When Caleb Sweethands Plant steps between the ropes against the relentless Jose Armando Toro Resendiz, it's a clash of ambition, legacy, and hunger. Two men on opposite paths, one rebuilding, the other rising. Colliding under the neon glare of Vegas in a fight that could redefine the super middleweight landscape. This isn't just boxing. This is personal legacy, high-stakes positioning, and two careers colliding at a crossroads. On one side, a man clawing his way to the top of a division he once ruled. On the other, a rising firestorm looking to kick the door down and shake up the entire weight class. And when these two step into the ring, expect nothing less than fireworks. Las Vegas, the city of bright lights and bigger dreams, is about to witness a collision of destinies. But who will rise? Who will fall? Welcome to the Knockout Nest. This is more than boxing. This is personal. Boxing has a way of bringing together men from opposite worlds, forging them in a fire and pitting them against each other for glory. Caleb Plant and Jose Armando Resendiz may be at different points in their journeys, but both arrive in Vegas with everything to prove. Caleb Plant, now 32, the former IBF world champ, is a tactician with a chess master's approach to the ring. With a record 23-2 with 14 KOs, he's endured setbacks against the best, Canelo and Benavidez, but never lost his fire. His comeback TKO over Trevor McCumbee reminded the world he's still elite. Plant's rise was meteoric. In 2019, he stunned the boxing world by outclassing Jose Utsatsuki to claim the IBF world title. He defended it with poise and precision, earning a reputation as one of the division's most cerebral fighters. But boxing is a cruel game. Plant's reign was interrupted by two of the sport's most dangerous men, Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. Both handed him defeats that could have ended lesser fights, but Plant is cut from rare cloth. He regrouped, retooled, and returned with the statement that he's preparing for war, seizing the interim WBA super middleweight title. Now, Plant stands at the threshold of greatness once more. A win here could put him in the same breath as Jermell Charlo, David Morrell, or even set up a rematch with Benavidez. But first, he must overcome a man who knows nothing of caution or compromise. Standing in his path is Jose Armando Resendiz, Toro, a 26-year-old pressure cooker with a 15-2 record, 11 KOs. He doesn't outpoint, he overwhelms. His dismantling of Jared Hurd turned heads. His mission now? To prove that wasn't a one-off. To prove he's a threat to the throne. Raised in the rugged streets of Compostela, Nayarit, Resendiz's journey is one of grit and survival. He fights like a man with something to prove because he does. Every punch is a message to the doubters. Every round a chapter in his quest for respect. This isn't just a title shot for Resendiz. It's a chance to rewrite his story, to show the world he belongs on the sport's grandest stage. Now, they may be nearly identical on paper, but in the ring, they couldn't be more different. Plant is finesse, a ghost in motion, using angles, jabs, and traps to pick opponents apart. Resendiz is a firm, punches in bunches, pressure by the gallon, and a chin built for war. This isn't about who's stronger, it's about who can impose their style when it matters most. Plant's 6'1" frame and 74-inch reach give him a slight edge in controlling distance. His orthodox stance is paired with a technician's mind. He's a master at maintaining range, dictating pace, and making opponents pay for mistakes. At 32, Plant brings a wealth of experience, having faced the best in the division. Resendiz, just an inch shorter at 6 feet with a 73-inch reach, is the younger, hungrier challenger. His style is all pressure, all the time. He's at his best when he can close the gap, force exchanges, and test his opponent's resolve. With 11 knockouts and 15 wins, his power is real, and his confidence is unshakable. Both men fight orthodox, but that's where the similarities end. Plant is a pure technician, a ring general who wins with brains and timing. Resendiz is a force of nature, a pressure fighter who overwhelms with volume and heart. The question isn't just who has the better tools, it's who can impose their will when it matters most. Caleb Plant's story is one of grief and grit. Raised in Ashland, Tennessee, he lost his daughter Aaliyah at 19 months old, a tragedy that now fuels every punch. But Plant found purpose in the pain. Every fight since has been a tribute to her memory. Every victory a testament to his resilience. Plant's style is a reflection of his life, calculated, patient, and unyielding. He's not the loudest man in the room, but he's always the most focused. His nickname Sweethands isn't just about his jab. It's about the control and class he brings under pressure. Resendiz grew up in the harsh streets of Compostela, Nayarit, where toughness wasn't optional. He fights like every round is his last chance. His early years were marked by hardship, but also by a relentless drive to succeed. Boxing became his ticket out, a way to provide for his family and make a name for himself beyond the borders of Nayarit. Resendiz fights with the pride of Mexico on his shoulders. Inspired by Mexican legends like Barrera and Marquez, he brings their legacy forward with every punch he throws. His style is aggressive, but never reckless. He knows he's the underdog, and he relishes the role. This fight isn't just about who hits harder or who's more experienced. It's about who can impose their will. Plant will look to keep things clean, dominate the distance, frustrate and outthink his opponent. He's surgical, precise, and elusive. He moves like a ghost, appearing just long enough to land a clean shot and vanish before a response comes. He knows how to frustrate brawlers. He'll force them to chase, overreach, and swing at air. Against a bull like Resendiz, that movement will be critical. If Plant keeps the fight at range, controls tempo, and forces Resendiz to play chess instead of war, he could box his way to a clinic. Resendiz wants anything but that. He needs to drag Plant into deep waters, into the kind of trench war where his volume and his bodywork takes over. Cut off the ring, walk through the jab. If Plant keeps it long, he controls the pace. If Resendiz cuts the ring, gets inside and turns it into a dogfight, the balance shifts fast. Resendiz doesn't need a clean 12 rounds. He needs moments. A few big exchanges, a few body shots to slow the legs, a big right hand to test the chin. He fights with the spirit of Mexican legends. Think Barrera, Marquez, Morales. No retreat, no backup plan, only forward. Art versus chaos, finesse versus fury. When the bell rings, the question isn't just who will win, it's whose vision of boxing will reign supreme. Will Plant's poetry and motion outclass the storm? Or will Resendiz's relentless pressure turn the ring into a battlefield? On May 31st, we find out. Caleb Plant's career is studded with signature wins and hard lessons. His title-winning performance against Jose Usakagi was a masterclass in discipline and execution. He defended his belt against tough contenders like Mike Lee and Vincent Feigenbutz, showcasing his ability to adapt and outthink his opponents. But it's Plant's losses that have defined his journey. The defeat to Canelo Alvarez was a global spectacle, and though Plant fell short, he earned respect for his hardened skill. The Benavidez fight was a war, proving Plant's toughness even in defeat. Each setback has been a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. For Resendiz, every fight has been a proving ground. His win over Jarrett Hurd, a former unified world champion, was a statement. He battered Hurd with relentless pressure, forcing a stoppage and announcing himself as a force to be reckoned with. Resendiz's ability to absorb punishment and keep coming forward makes him a nightmare for any opponent. His losses have been learning experiences, not liabilities. Each time he's been counted out, he comes back stronger, hungrier, and more dangerous. Behind every great fighter is a great team. Plant under Stephen Breadman Edwards has leaned into strategy, IQ, and refined conditions. According to Edwards, this version of Caleb is as sharp as we've seen. He's focused. He's dangerous. He's known for his analytical mind and ability to craft game plans tailored to his fighter's strengths. The two share a bond built on mutual respect and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Edwards has pushed Plant to evolve, not just as a boxer, but as a man. Their camp in Las Vegas has been focused on refining Plant's strength while shoring up his weaknesses. This version of Caleb is the most dangerous we've seen, Edwards says. He's got the hunger back. In Resendiz's Southern California camp, they're war-ready. High-volume sparring, Mexican tempo, no backpedal, no plan B, just pressure until something breaks. His camp is all about intensity, high-volume sparring, relentless conditioning, and a focus on breaking opponents mentally and physically. Resendiz's team knows he's the underdog, and they've embraced the role, preparing him for a war of attrition. For Caleb Plant, victory hinges on his ability to control every inch of the ring, use the jab and angles to neutralize pressure, win rounds with sharp counters, not exchange. Use sharp footwork to keep Resendiz at a distance, using his reach to dictate the terms of engagement. Plant's best path is to frustrate his opponents, making Resendiz miss, then capitalize with crisp counters that sap the Mexican's confidence and energy. Above all, Plant must stay disciplined. If he avoids getting drawn into a slugfest and sticks to his plan, he can pick Resendiz apart with clean counters. On the other side, Jose Armando Resendiz's hopes rest on relentless pressure and an unyielding will to impose chaos. To succeed, cut the ring off early and force Plant into close quarters combat. Invest in the body and wear down the legs, where Plant's advantages in range and timing are neutralized. Resendiz's body attacks will be crucial. By hammering Plant's midsection, he can slow the American's legs and reduce his mobility as the rounds wear on. Ultimately, Resendiz must turn this into a street fight, not a sparring session. In this high-stakes showdown, the winner will be the man who best executes his vision, whether it's Plant's artful control or Resendiz's raw, unrelenting pressure. Plant's been locked in. Training out of Las Vegas, he's focused, lean, and reportedly sharper than ever. His longtime trainer, Stephen Breadman Edwards, has praised his mental maturity. Edwards said recently, "Is the most dangerous we've seen." He's got the hunger back. Plant has tightened his diet, sharpened his strength work, and trained for tighter pocket exchanges. Translation, he knows what's coming, and he's ready to meet it head on. Meanwhile, Resendiz's camp has been all fire and fury. Based in Southern California, Resendiz has brought in sparring partners who mimic Plant's slick style. But he's not trying to win on the scorecards. He's trying to break his man. His team's message is simple. Don't let him dance. Make him fight. As the anticipation builds for this high-stakes showdown, it's often the subtle, unpredictable elements, the X factors that tip the balance between victory and defeat. Beyond skill and strategy, what hidden forces could shape the outcome when Plant and Resendiz finally meet in the ring? Big fight composure. Plant fought under the brightest lights. Can he stay cool if it gets rough? Youth and volume. Resendiz is younger, fresher, and throws in bunches. Will that overwhelm the technician? Ring rust versus fresh legs. Will Plant's recent activity and focus pay off? Or will Resendiz's relentless style expose any lingering doubts? Adaptability. The fighter who adjusts first may take control of the fight. Psychology. Watch the body language. Hesitation, frustration, and fatigue will tell the tale before the scorecards do. The winner jumps into title contention alongside Benavidez, Morrell, and Charlo. A win for Plant puts him back in line for revenge or redemption. A win for Resendiz, it kicks the door off the hinges and puts Mexican pressure back on top at 168. This fight echoes classic boxer versus brawler matchups of the past, the sweet science versus raw aggression, the matador versus the bull. The winner doesn't just move up the rankings, they take a giant leap toward boxing immortality. The winner of this bout instantly becomes a major player in the super middleweight landscape. Title shots, unifications, and big money fights await. For Plant, it could mean a shot at the redemption against Benavidez or a crack at Charlo. For Resendiz, it's a chance to become the new face of Mexican boxing at 168 pounds. The division is stacked, and a statement win here could set off a domino effect, forcing champions and contenders alike to take notice. The stakes couldn't be higher. Should Plant prevail, a rematch with Benavidez would be blockbuster material, a chance to settle old scores and reclaim lost ground. A bout with Jermell Charlo or David Morrell would also be tantalizing, pitting Plant's skills against the division's best. If Resendiz pulls off the upset, the landscape shifts dramatically. He would become a mandatory challenger, with the power to call shots and demand respect. His relentless style would make him a must-see attraction, and his story would inspire a new generation of Mexican fighters. On May 31st, two fighters walk into Michelob Ultra Arena. One is chasing back what's his. The other is chasing everything he's ever wanted. For Caleb Plant, the stakes are legacy and redemption. Can he reclaim his place among the elite? Or will this be the night his championship window closes for good? For Jose Armando Resendiz, it's about revolution and respect. Will he bulldoze his way into the spotlight and prove he belongs with the sport's best? Or will the moment prove too big? Does the veteran outclass the storm? Or does the storm break the technician down? This isn't just a fight. It's a pivotal moment for their careers, for the division, for the future of boxing. Las Vegas is ready. The world is watching. When the bell rings, history will be written one punch, one round, one heart at a time. So, who do you believe will rise under the bright lights? Will Plant's technical mastery and experience carry him to victory? Or will Resendiz's relentless pressure and hunger for respect turn the tide? Which fighter's story resonates with you more? The seasoned champion seeking redemption? Or the hungry challenger chasing his breakthrough moment? How do you see the fight playing out? Will it be a tactical clinic, a brutal war, or something in between? And most importantly, What does this fight mean for the future of the super middleweight division? Who walks away with the win? Plant's polished technique or Resendiz's raw power? Drop your predictions below. Hit the like button and subscribe to the Knockout Nest for more sharp analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and breakdowns that pull no punches. We'll be back after the bell rings. See you on Fight Night.